Hey everyone, welcome back to Mitch and the Kitch. Today we're doing some home gating, which is a variation of tailgating recipes for you. The star of our show is going to be the Coca-Cola. We've got a really good piece of meat here. We got some brisket. We're gonna get some onion soup mix in, a little bit of ground ginger, a little bit of tomato sauce, and then Coke. So for the brisket itself, we got this beautiful guy from HyVee and still a good amount of fat on top. First thing we're gonna do is get our onion soup mix right on top of the brisket. There we go, that's gonna provide a really good flavor foundation for us in combination with the Coke. A little bit of ground ginger. Next up, tomato sauce here, and just right on top of the brisket. Next thing, we're gonna get our Coke in the pan. So we've got a nice 2 liter of Coke here. We're gonna use about half of it. Oh yeah. We like to call that a nice crispy Coke right there. That's gonna be awesome. So we're gonna use about half of this 2 liter at the beginning and pour it in the pan. And next, we've got some potatoes in here. So as this is roasting, these potatoes are gonna cook. And these are just red potatoes. You could go ahead and use any potato you want, for a dish like this. I love red potatoes. And then we got some baby carrots here. We're using kind of the smaller whole carrots. Just get those peeled and those will be nice for you. We've got our oven at 350. So it's probably gonna take 3.5, 4 hours here to make sure this is tender and delicious and ready to slice up and eat. Okay, so the brisket has been in the oven for about 4 hours. And every 30, 45 minutes, I'm going over there and pouring that delicious broth over the top of it. That Coke is reducing down. We got the really good fat from the brisket rendering out. We have our brisket here and beautiful crust on top. The fat is rendered down. The Coke is caramelized and gotten all sugary and crusty. This is looking really good. I can smell the brisket. Okay, so to handle this is gonna be a pretty hot piece of meat. I'm gonna do a barbecue trick here. I'm gonna get a glove liner, and this is gonna help insulate my hand from the heat and protect it. And I find sometimes when I'm slicing things, it can get a little tough to use tongs, and so this, being able to use your hand, it just really helps me out during the process. Oh yeah, as I'm picking it up, look at that, it looks fantastic. I can feel my fingers underneath on the meat, super tender, it's kind of falling over my fingers. When you're slicing a brisket, always going against the grain, that's one of the big keys. You could cook a pretty perfect brisket, and if you cut it the wrong way, it's not gonna turn out the way you like it. I'm gonna slice these probably 1/4 inch to 1.5 inches thick. Look at that. So one of the barbecue tests, it falls over the knife like that. It's got a nice little bend to it. We have our brisket fully sliced here. It's smelling so good as you're cutting into it. I'm really excited to give this a try. So I'm gonna take a piece. Let's give it a shot and see how we did. Oh man. That is so good. There's nothing like, a super tender piece of brisket. That brisket is awesome. This Coke is gonna go so well with it. So let's go ahead and pair it up. Oh yeah, the nice sharpness from the Coke, cutting through the fat of the brisket. This is just an awesome dish. It's really well rounded. We got our meat, we got our potatoes, we got our veggies. If you're thinking of making this dish at home, check out HyVee Aisles online. That's how I got all this food delivered. This is a great dish and I really hope you give it a try. We'll see you next time. Cheers.